At Brandon is right. He asks, based on the moves around the league this offseason, which team would you stamp right now as being your pick to go from worst to first? Now, there is an easy answer here, and it is the correct answer as well. The best answer is the San Francisco 49ers. They finished last in the NFC West last year. That was a little bit of an aberration based on their injury situation. They took on a lot of water from an injury standpoint. Losing Christian McCaffrey, of course, was a big deal for them. They weren't able to put it together defensively. They've made changes to their defensive coordinator. They've supplemented their defensive line. Trent Williams missed 7 games last year. He's back. They've got some moving parts there, but they still have, I think, one of the best head coaches in the NFL in Kyle Shanahan. They have Robert Saleh coming back as their defensive coordinator. Should get a bounce there. They've reconfigured their defensive line around young players like Mikael Williams, spent 3 top 75 picks on defensive linemen, so that group should be better. And you'd hope that they'd have better health on the offensive side of the ball. We'll see what they get from Brandon Ayuk coming back off the ACL. Ricky Pearsall is there. Juwan Jennings is there. Jacob Cowing is there. George Kittle is there. Nick Bosa is still playing defense for him. You look at guys like that, guys like Fred Warner, and there's every reason to believe they're going to bounce back. And of the 8 teams that finished last year, they would certainly be the most likely to make the jump up 3 spots into a division title. The other 7 are the Patriots, the Browns, the Titans, the Raiders, the Giants, the Bears, and the Saints. And so if I say, and I tell you that picking the Niners is cheating a little bit, and I pick from the other 7, I think the Patriots are going to be improved, but the Bills are at the top of their division. I think the Raiders are going to be improved, but the Chiefs are at the top of their division. I think the Giants are going to be improved, but the Eagles are at the top of their division. So the team I'm looking at here is the Chicago Bears. And I'm not saying they're going to win the NFC North. I think it would take 2 things happening. First, it would be everything coming together for them. So the offensive line has got to come together with new pieces like Joe Thuney and Drew Dahlman and Jonah Jackson in place. Caleb Williams is obviously a huge part of this, has to take a big step. How does Colson Loveland look opposite Cole Kmet at tight end? How does Dennis Allen rework the defensive talent that they have? Because there is talent on that side of the ball. They bring in Diode and Yingbo to play opposite Montez Sweat. How does he look? If all of those things come together, then that's one piece of it. I think the other piece of it would be things going wrong in some of the other places. In Minnesota, there's J.J. McCarthy, low up to expectations. If he isn't great out of the gate, maybe that creates some opportunity for teams below the Vikings. The Lions, of course, 2 new coordinators, Kelvin Shepard in to replace Aaron Glenn, Johnny Morton in to replace Ben Johnson. You've got more coaches than just those 2 that you got to replace down the line. Frank Ragnow, of course, retires. So it would take, again, for the Bears to win the division, it would take the Bears, things coming together for them, obviously, and then some things coming undone with the other teams in the division.